What's good, listeners? This is Rage Quit, video game talk show with my co-host, HenricK. How's it going, fam?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Rage Quit.
Hey, man, this has been such a blessing. This is our second installment ever, and you can be joining us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you haven't hit the like or subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Do it now. And like HenricK is so on cue. You see the lower third there. We want to hear from you, gamers. So if you guys want to join in on the conversation as we continue to discuss numerous topics today, go ahead, comment wherever you're streaming this live show from. But I want to kind of set the tone this morning, HenricK. I mean, I was kind of laughing, kind of seeing some of the viral video game content that's been circulating across the web this morning. And oh, man, I got to show it to you right now. Even HenricK doesn't even know about this video that I'm about to be playing.
2K23.
So this is Ja Morant. Oh no, sorry, Ja Morant.
He's not coming to play.
He got in a little bit of trouble. Playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. Going to a nightclub. Flashing a little 22 pistol. So now you got mods out there. We can literally play as Ja Morant, aka Ja Morant, with the gun in his hand, just balling the hell out. So. What do you think is his ranking stand-up? Do you think it increases HenricK?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that does increase his ranking just because, I mean, the memes are all everyone's talking about nowadays, so...
I mean, this kid, oh my gosh, I mean, he is such a freaking superstar, and I know he's only 23 years old. I hope he figures it out. He's going to have a lot of people...
will.
In his place, but we don't want to deem this as him, but I kind of keep this 2K theme going, HenricK, because I don't know why there's a lot of NBA 2K23 content that's been circulating all this morning, and I don't know if you've ever gone through one of these experiences, HenricK, but let me showcase it to you. Where this is from YouTuber It's Princeton.
No risky shots. Hell no! No risky shots.
The guy's literally calling mid-timeout every single time he's trying to do a layup.
There's no fucking risky that's going on,
wide open. What is you doing, fam?
No risky.
That would piss me off.
Bro, what is you doing?
Yeah, that'd be annoying.
No risky shots, man.
So how would you handle those situations if you were ever in an online match? Would you just rage the fuck out, or what would you do?
I'd be like, dude, are you trying to actually play the game, or are we just gonna, keep going back and forth with this? Like, come on. Maybe if the game even gives you an option, because this probably falls under something you could report someone about. I'd probably do that, honestly.
The only time I actually really report somebody is in my favorite Tyler game, Fall Guys. When you get those dumbasses who you're in a duo or a squad, and they're not even playing. It's like, why even load in? To matchmaking if you're not even near your controller. That infuriates the hell out of me.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, at the same time, though, I'd say that in a game like Apex, that's more frustrating because, you'll be dropping down with only 3 people, and then, one of your guys is just not there. He just drops with you and then stands still, and you're like, are you gonna wake up? There's squads here, guys. We gotta fight. Yeah. And then he dies and immediately disconnects.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're the one that always chooses the hot spot, and then they bounce out. They'll maybe die first or get down, and then they just leave. And it's like, you didn't even give me a chance to try to revive.
Exactly, dude. There's still another chance to get you back. It's just you gotta wait a second.
But when it comes to sports games, HenricK, do you prefer only playing solo online, or would you rather have someone to play with like NBA 2K23?
I would say, considering I don't really play sports games that often in the first place, I'd probably want to have someone to play it with just because solo queuing for that sort of thing sounds miserable.
See, I would personally say I'm a solo guy because, if I'm playing Madden 23, I don't want any dumbass wasting all my time out. So for something super silly, like we just saw with It's Princeton. But hey, we got the show. We set the tone, baby. I feel like we're ready to rage. We might rage on this next segment that we're about to go into. So guys, let's set the tone right now. This is Rage Quit Video Game Talk Show.
Hey everyone, this is Pause or Repeat. Here, we figure out whether a game is really worth your time and money. Today's game is Metroid Prime Remastered. Really? A remaster? Now hold on, this game is definitely notable. Not only was it a first for the Metroid series to go 3D, but the original is also the highest rated Metroid game on Metacritic, so it's got some big shoes to fill. The original's control scheme, when looking back, is very clunky. This is because the controls were designed around the GameCube controller. The remaster, however, includes more modern controls to keep up to date with what the Nintendo Switch has to offer. That is on top of them giving a full update to the game's graphics while being faithful to the original style. Now let's talk about the gameplay. This game is all about puzzles and unlocking pathways to more upgrades. As a result, there is a lot of backtracking to previously visited places after getting a power-up that allows you to progress. While that may be a downside for some, the combat and puzzles in between all the backtracking keeps the player engaged throughout the story. Speaking of the story, let's talk about that. The story follows Samus Aran, the series protagonist, as she responds to a distress call on a space frigate. It is there that she encounters her bitter enemies, the space pirates, and follows their leader, Ridley, down to the planet below. From there, you spend the rest of the story chasing after Ridley and uncovering the secrets of the planet that were once hidden away. While the game came out a long time ago and remasters can seem like simple cash grabs, this one seems to have had some passion behind its development. The series has had a big resurgence following the previously released Metroid Dread from 2021, which went on to be the best-selling Metroid game to date. But now the question stands: pause or repeat?
Yeah, so I've been so hyped for this game. This is definitely a repeat for me. This game, when it originally first came out, man, that was a game that I played through backwards and forwards and, did everything I could, because it was such a game where you could just sit down, immerse yourself, get lost on the planet, maybe die to some enemies that freaked you out because it's all aliens everywhere. Definitely, I would say this is a repeat, and it's so exciting that Metroid is finally getting the attention that it deserves, because that series has been so neglected by Nintendo for so long, and it really deserves better. But I don't know, I'm curious about what do you think, Chris, about
HenricK
this
the
game?
Wreck, you're talking about attention? You're talking about backwards and forwards? I mean, my God, when I was playing that game on the GameCube, I hated it. I thought that was one of the worst games. I don't really care if it even had a high score on Metacritic. I mean, that was probably one of the most frustrating games. The stupid-ass puzzles you got to deal with. I mean, yeah, they re-enhanced the graphics, but if you are a gamer who wants to see another adaptation, why the hell do we need another remastered version of this GameCube game, HenricK the Wreck?
I don't know, Chris. It sounds like a skill issue to me.
Oh, okay. You're lucky this doesn't have a multiplayer feature.
You're smoking, but you're smoking something, because this game is definitely a banger. Like,
well, hey, I might be smoking a little bit of something, but nothing too crazy.
Off your rocker to say that it's not a banger.
No. I'm gonna definitely say this is a pause. This is definitely not a repeat, in my opinion, HenricK the Wreck. Only because they need to move on from living in the past. I mean, clearly Nintendo doesn't have any kind of creative process going forward with anything. I mean, the only thing that they can hype themselves up with is Zelda, it seems like nowadays.
That's fair. I mean, Zelda is the game that everyone really looks forward to when it comes out, because they take so long to come out with one. But I will say, you kind of can't put Nintendo down for having bad quality games, because they really do make sure the games come out right the first time, a lot of the times. Compare that to, I don't know, some other games that came out this year, like Callisto Protocol, broken on launch.
Oh, you definitely got a grudge over that minigame, that's for sure. But
it was so disappointing, dude.
But we definitely want to hear from you, the gamers. I mean, this is pause or repeat. Clearly, I'm going to say pause. This is something that you might play once and you'll never play it again. But it sounds like HenricK the Wreck, you're saying repeat, right?
100% repeat.
100% repeat. Well, you heard it there. HenricK. That was amazing video content. But we're about to be transitioning over right now into one of our, kick-ass segments. This one's called Patch Notes. What's good, listeners? Welcome to Patch Notes, where my co-host, HenricK, and I discuss gaming news, industry talk, and so much more. So let's get it. The Olympics International Committee announced that it would be elevating esports to the main stage for its first Olympic esports series without any actual esports games. So let's take a look.
The Olympics will now be played on a Nintendo Wii. That's right. There's no Mortal Kombat, there's no Counter-Strike, there's no League of Legends, there's nothing. It's Wii Sports. Who makes these decisions? Like, I don't even understand this. It's so crazy.
Yes, it's definitely cringy, HenricK. We do have the gameplay that we'll be playing in the background. So as you can see, this is like the equivalent of wiffle ball coming to the Olympics without baseball. So when you see that, they're applying like actual mobile games, where do you stand, HenricK?
I mean, dude, like Asmongold said in that clip, who chose these games? Like, come on, guys. This is not Olympic quality games right here. Like, where's the League of Legends? Like, I don't even play League of Legends, but where's that? Where's the Call of Duty? Where's the Overwatch? Even Apex Legends has an esports scene. Like, come on, guys. It's ridiculous.
That's a great point, HenricK, because when you think about League of Legends, just last year when they held their world championship, they pulled in 5 million viewers worldwide. The Olympics will be lucky to pull in 500,000 viewers for this esports series because look at how shitty these games are. I mean, even when you look down below, you can clearly see that this archery game is actually one of those, like, you can open crates to, like, upgrade, your bow, and the game hasn't even been out for more than 2 months. So how can anybody be a professional at this game, HenricK, when you don't even have years of practice behind it?
No, seriously, yeah. Like, I mean, think about how much time athletes take to learn a sport and master it to be able to go to the Olympics. And now you're saying, oh, yeah, here's a game that just came out like 2 weeks ago. Go play that. And you could play it at an Olympic level. What? Like that? It makes no sense. No sense at all. Come on.
But what did you think about the virtual taekwondo? I mean, it's being used by a gaming console that no one even knows about called Axis.
Yeah, I've never heard about that. And, looking at the video of it, it looks like it's a non-contact sport, which is crazy considering, traditional taekwondo, that's all contact. Like you're all over each other, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, as you were just saying that right now about the whole virtual taekwondo, I kind of have a feeling that maybe Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury should do virtual taekwondo instead for the rematch clause. That would be kind of funny.
Swing, and then he has to go.
Yeah, really fast
get some
in the
more
air.
Moves in there,
I would love to see what they look like. Beyond the game. Just show me what the guy in the virtual suit is even doing. That would be freaking hilarious. But yeah,
that would be entertainment. That would be entertainment. If anything to watch, it would be that.
Yeah, so it's definitely crazy. So gamers, if you want to check out the Olympics, it's gonna be the Olympics esports series, excuse me. It's gonna be happening on June 22nd to June 25th, and qualifiers are happening now. So, I mean, like we told you, this mobile game has only been out for like 2 months, so you might master the arts of that video game. So, talk to me, HenricK. What's going on in the world of gaming?
Well, a game came out pretty recently called Atomic Heart, and, some people were kind of iffy on that game's writing, myself included. I was a little like, what is this writing? Like, this, I don't know who wrote this or if there's like a translation issue because it was originally in Russian, but we have a clip of a streamer playing this and deciding enough is enough. I can't deal with this game anymore. Go ahead and play that clip.
Stop.
How do you like that, gearhead?
That's it. Gearhead is the fucking deal breaker. That was actually the last fucking straw. I'm not even kidding. Wait, can we need to bring back silent protagonists? Dude said take that, gearhead.
Should we be hesitant, HenricK, to even be playing that clip? I mean, I try to look up, a very trustworthy source, Urban Dictionary, to see even what the hell gearhead meant. It was like, I didn't know if it was like a derogatory term or something like that. I don't want to be playing from YouTube or Twitch. But the only thing that I found was gearhead just means you have a tendency to be interested in mechanical things. And they literally put it in a sentence. That boy over at
that's all I know it as.
Gearhead. So, I mean, you just said before we played the clip that you had a problem with the main protagonist's dialogue throughout Atomic Heart. What is it that you don't like about the game?
It's all one-liners. There's no character development. There's no like in-depth, deep dive into what this character is. It's just, I'm gonna throw out this one-liner because it's funny. And that's it. That's all it is. The gameplay is fine, but like the one-liners, it does get a little old after a while. And I don't entirely blame this streamer for kind of just being like, that's it. I am done with this. But at the same time, they were a little dramatic. I will say that, to just be like, I gotta pull out the earphones even, stream's over, guys. That's a little dramatic to me.
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion, HenricK, I mean, I would not want a silent protagonist. If I wanted a silent protagonist, I would not have a subwoofer bar, in front of my TV. Okay? Like, that's crazy to think that nobody likes one-liners. Everybody likes a good one-liner. It becomes a great meme. And
I mean sure, if you're like Arnold Schwarzenegger, a one-liner is going to be the greatest part of the movie or whatever it is that he's in. But I mean, not every actor can really pull that off, I'd say.
Well, if it bleeds, we can kill it, HenricK. But I know you got something that you wanted to talk about. This is a little bit more industry talk, correct?
Yeah. Speaking of just like games that are coming out and all that, a lot of them have been kind of not really perfected when they come out, and they're always like waiting for a patch that comes out later. We kind of have this discussion going around the gaming community a little bit, like, should games be delayed? Should they be delayed more often, even, to the point where it's like, we're just going to wait until the game is more finished before we actually release it. But it's always this kind of like monetary issue, because the companies obviously want to get the games out as soon as possible to make sure that the people can actually buy the game. But who actually wins if the game isn't good and people aren't buying it because of that? What are your thoughts, Chris?
No, that's a good point, HenricK. And the reason why we're bringing this up is there's a lot of game developers who are seeing the massive potential that Unreal Engine 5 brings to the video game world. And so there's developers like Telltale Games who has pushed back again their anticipated sequel to The Wolf Among Us. And so during this event that they hold in Las Vegas every year, and I actually have a little clip that I'll show, well, a photo for everybody. There's a thing called the DICE Summit. It's held, usually around the month of February. And the theme that was brought up numerous times, HenricK, is that they want to bring more player interaction and AI technology into the mix. And the reason why they want to bring AI into the mix is they feel like this will speed up the process to bring your favorite video games into the world, because not everybody is a programmer, not everybody's a writer, not everybody's a composer or an artist. My thing, HenricK, and I'm going to throw it back to you, is it always seems like everybody's freaking out about AI, taking over our 9 to 5 jobs at like a Mickey D's when who the hell wants to work at fast food? But do you think this is a good idea for the video game industry to take on AI?
I mean, it definitely there's benefits you can get from it, like the fact that you can speed up development on certain things. But the thing that I would be worried about, and I think that even the people thinking about this should be worried about, is the quality of things. Because how are you going to trust an AI to be 100% perfect in doing something that at a certain level of quality that you expect out of a person? Like, you can't entirely expect that. I know it's, a computer and, like with a calculator compared to someone who's, crunching the numbers themselves, the computer is going to be accurate 100% of the time as long as the input is accurate. But that's the thing.
Yeah,
AI
that's
is
what's.
perfect.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, HenricK. That's what's freaking out people, especially when it came to remember all the AI art. There was that app that was like turning all your like photos into like Picasso paintings and etc. And I guess that's where people are coming from. It's like, doesn't it have to take from an original source? So wouldn't this be a problem with copyright and plagiarism in the future?
No, definitely that is an argument as well that a lot of people have, even with, just plain art. It's like you're training these AI models on other people's art, and in a sense, you're kind of stealing their style. And to be fair, all artists kind of, gather inspiration from other artists to do their own style. But at the end of the day, the artists who actually make it big, they're doing some amalgamation of styles that becomes their own style.
Yes.
And can you really say that AI would be able to do that? Because they're just copying the style. They're not iterating on top of it necessarily.
Well, I think, the video game industry recognizes that, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry and they're not turning around games fast enough. And I know that there's been different studio companies that do this thing called crunch period, where it has started a lot of controversy, where Activision, apparently, for example, and I got the notes right in front of me, rage quit gamers out there, Activision apparently has been incentivizing overtime with bonuses in the form of stockhold shares and DoorDash credits for any developer who works more than 10 hours a day. And get this, Striking Distance, which is the company that, HenricK the Wreck really loves because they created his favorite video game, Callisto Protocol. Well, they're saying that they also work their employees 6 to 7 days a week to get this game out, and look at how that turned out. So that's why a lot of these developers at the DICE Summit, HenricK the Wreck, are advocating that AI will speed up the process and we won't have to have crunch periods in the future. Do you think that's a cop-out? I think it's a little bit of bullshit in my opinion.
No, definitely. Like, crunch shouldn't happen. I feel like, yeah, towards the end of a launch cycle, like for the development, definitely there's going to be like a little bit of a rush to the finish, a little bit of a sprint. But like, it really shouldn't happen to such the extent that it does, because you're really overworking the people who are making the game. And if the people who are working on the game are not happy and not really, in the right state of mind, how can you expect the game to come out in a good state?
It's 110% HenricK the Wreck. But let me move this ship on going. Let's set sail, baby. I got another topic that I want to discuss because I know everybody's excited for the new Fortnite season that's going to be dropping in the coming days. And a regular Fortnite leaker, his name is HypeX, is on Twitter. So if you're a big Fortnite fan, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You should be following this cat ASAP. But I actually got his tweet that we're going to be showcasing live on air, and Fortnite's first-person mode is finally coming in next season. So actually, I screwed that up. I put the lower third up. There's a little bit of an image of what that could potentially look like. That is the leaked footage. So it kind of looks like Toonville, in my opinion, HenricK the Wreck. But we also got some gameplay that I don't know whether it's made by actual creators or not, but this is what people are saying will potentially look like in Fortnite. So as I play this clip right now, Are you jazzed about what could potentially happen for Fortnite? Is this a good move?
I mean, Fortnite is one of those games that's interesting. Epic does a really good job of, constantly adding these really interesting like things in the game, and I mean things literally, like they just add things, features or items or whatever it is they decide to throw into the game. And it makes things interesting because other games don't necessarily do things like that. Like, you can never expect a game like Apex to have Thanos in the game or something, like that's crazy.
Okay, I get it with the whole characters thing, HenricK, but it's like, don't you feel like Fortnite is always just, following other game developers and just mimicking exactly what everybody else is doing? I mean, it's like when, Apex, it always seems like whatever Apex does, they'll copy. I mean, for example, that little owl you can get in Fortnite right now? I mean, isn't that not crypto? Or Crypt, or whatever the Asian character is on Apex, where he can send his droid out, and then he can scope the area, and then you can bring your droid back. I mean, it's just like stuff like that just infuriates people. I mean, instead of a first-person mode, wouldn't you rather see something like what Apex does, where they actually cycle not one, but 2 or 3 different maps? I mean, I feel like that's where Fortnite needs to go.
I agree. I mean, they definitely seem behind because they're just copying other games. A lot of the things that they have copied recently have been Apex original ideas. And I think that honestly, when it really comes down to it, is like, why would I play something that's copying something rather than the original? Like, I don't, that's just me. That's just me. And I mean, maybe Fortnite's going to do a really good job with the first person mode. But I think that I would still want to play Apex if I want to play first person.
Yeah, and I laugh about this, HenricK, because I always laugh at all the dumbasses who are wasting all their dinero on character cosmetics and Apex. Well, guess what? What happens if the first-person mode becomes your new favorite addition? You're never even going to see the outfit that you paid for. I mean, how stupid. I mean, Fortnite is going to be loving this, They're going to be sucking in your money. It's totally insane, and all I know is that Season 2 of Fortnite's latest chapter is already going to be featuring Attack on Titan anime into their battle pass in this coming season. Supposedly today and tomorrow is supposed to be the last day, so no one really has a launch date because usually Fortnite's on top of it, but clearly that is not the case. But we want to have some fun to kind of wrap up this show, and I know everybody, I don't know, I've never actually personally gone through one of these, HenricK, but I'd love to. I've heard about them, but it seems like a lot of people have been playing GTA Online recently. And have you ever done a car meet?
What's up? I'm here for the car meet.
Not in GTA, actually not in person either, but I've seen videos of them for sure.
See, I mean, I always feel like you gotta join a Discord or a Reddit, jump in with your friends, but you're always gonna get some dingleberry like this guy showing up in a tiny car, trying to start something.
No, stop hitting my car.
What happens next is clearly hilarious. Something that I would personally love to do in the game.
My car sucks, huh? My car sucks? Does my car suck? Does my car suck?
He said, you said my car sucks? Well, you don't have a car anymore.
Imagine freaking out over 80,000 fake dollars in GTA. I guess my only complaint would be, HenricK, is if you're playing this game and then all of a sudden you gotta reload the server to buy back your car. God, we all know the lag time it takes just to even load back up at the GTA Online. Wouldn't that be so freaking infuriating?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I don't really like loading screens in the first place, but you'd be stuck in a loading screen for a little bit of time for sure, trying to get all your crap back.
Absolutely. And this guy, clearly genius. I don't know why I've never seen this before, but hit him with a motherfucking airstrike and, set the tone, baby, for everybody that's at your local car meet. But hey, for everybody that's been tuning in to Rage Quit, we appreciate all y'all. Make sure, when did we do this live show, HenricK?
Every Tuesday, 10 a.m. sharp.
That's right, baby. And I want to let you guys know my other show, The Chris Collins Show, happens live every Friday at 10 a.m. We got a kick-ass strike a chord artist. They're called Dead All Right. So if you like that punk rock, you're going to want to join in on that show. And also, I have a brand new music podcast featuring Nashville country star Amanda Cooksey. For now, HenricK the Wreck and I will see you next week, fam. Peace.
See ya.
What's good? It's Chris from The Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show, featuring Nashville singer-songwriter Amanda Cooksey, known for her breakup songs, crop tops, and TikTok covers, is a refreshing new voice in country music. Joins Off the Fret. More music talk. What's good, party people? Chris Collins Show presents Music Storm 2022, hosted by Chris Collins and Marissa Pitts, featuring Royals, Hurricane Highway, Cannibal Kids, Amanda Cooksey, Astoria State, Kid Dad, Resounding, Sleep Cycles, Avenues, Freckles, Weather Worn, Just True, Sophia Marie, Music Storm 2022. Available wherever you listen to podcasts. Our brand new podcast, Off the Fret.
I love it. It's more time to chat. Hello.
You would look
Can you
so
hear me?
jazzy. I love your outfit. How far would you go to start playing live music again? This slaps harder than my ex when she got her stimulus check. So, are you here to bring the sexual healing with your music? Everything is everything, and I guarantee you're gonna hear this song in the future. I love the flow, man. Politically charged album. So, if you get easily offended, this might not be the album for you. Brand new podcast, Off the Fret.
So excited.
Has Kim Kardashian accidentally sent you a coochie shot?
Do you want to stay there? It's completely your choice. Or you want to...
I feel you. And you know what? I love it. Off the Fret. More music talk. Peace.